with the money that the quarterback is seeking, the money you tied up in the receiver position, the money that's at the running back spot and on the offensive line and the linebacker and Smith, like you got everything there. You may want to think about bringing the right guy in to hit the reset button.
Nope, never going to happen. You're telling me that Jerry Jones, you know him very well, the ego that comes with Jerry Jones would have an admission of guilt after 1 year of Mike McCarthy.
It would be more fault than guilt, right?
I hear you, but still, that's like saying I messed up to everybody. I've never known Jerry Jones to be built that way.
Well, how
long did it take him to get rid of Jason Garrett?
Yeah, but that was different though too.
Tell me why.
Jason Garrett played for him. It was a relationship. He'd been knowing him since he was a kid. It was like it's totally different. I would just think, though, if you're going backwards after firing Jason Garrett and now you don't make the playoffs, you're 6-10, I gave him that record, and you don't make the playoffs, I think you would probably say, you know what, there's somebody out there like an Eric Bieniemy that has done a terrific job as the offensive coordinator and a tutelage of Patrick Mahomes. Make sure I say Patrick because I don't want his mom calling me.
She'll call the show now for sure.
You look at that. Is there somebody out there? You know, I know there's this fascination with Lincoln Riley for whatever reason.
Oklahoma's head coach.
Well, yeah, of course. Is that something that you're kind of eyeing from a distance? I mean,
how's Oklahoma doing this year?
Well, okay.
But
they still.
I understand. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing. When the time and the fire and hiring
comes, they get to propping these dudes up and raising them up and putting them on pedestals as if they're these great offensive innovators.
How about letting Mike Nolan go? And how about getting their defense right?
Well, they could do that too. I mean, they could
probably start there before you get rid of Mike McCarthy.
They could certainly do that. There's no question about it. But the head coach hired the defensive coordinator.
I understand
as part of the staff.
Two questions. One, was it a sign that it was getting stale with McCarthy at the end in Green Bay, so much so that they fired him after a lackluster loss to the Arizona Cardinals during the season? Understand different organization, freshness, all that. That's one thing I want to ask you. The Packers are not the sort of organization that fires a head coach in the middle of the season. They just don't do things like that, but they did it with Mike McCarthy. And secondarily, hindsight's 2020. When they hired Mike McCarthy, people said that was the best hire of the offseason.
Well, for me, I thought it was a great hire. I figured, offensive coordinator mind, been in the back room in the corner for a while now, took a year off, went through all of the off-season plays and data, studied a bunch of offenses around the country, could come back in it after a year, take a young quarterback in an offense and get what needs to be done from them. Then hire the right defensive coordinator. I'm thinking Mike Nolan, okay, he's had some solid defenses in this league. Okay, that's not a bad staff that they're putting together. They get Bones Fossil, the special teams coach from the Rams, comes to the Dallas Cowboys. They got a great special teams coach. So I'm looking at the staff that they're putting together. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I have a Super Bowl winning coach who knows how to coach to get to a Super Bowl. Although it stalled in Green Bay, doesn't mean that it's going to stall in Dallas.
Sure.
But now it's like, who coming to town? Oh, the Cowboys. I have how many catches so far this season? 3? This our 6th game? Oh, I'm about to get off, taking straws. That's what it feels like. I bet you the receivers are out there. They said, man, I'm up next. That's what happens. They start looking at the schedule and say, oh, the Cowboys coming? Oh, I'm going to eat this week. It's going to be 9 for 130 and 2.
Zubin, mark this out. Mike McCarthy will not be fired this year. Mike Nolan is on the hot seat. He will be fired before Mike McCarthy is let go.
And that probably is true.
You can't do a knee-jerk reaction after one season with the offensive talent that this team has. They're scoring. You saw what Dak did last week. It comes down to their defense.
But it's not even necessarily about the scoring. It's more about getting the most out of the players on both sides of the ball, or all 3 phases of the game for that matter, special teams, defense, and offense, and being the head coach. Mike McCarthy is the head coach, not the offensive play caller. So he's managing everything opposed to just one side of the ball. Like the Sean McVay out in L.A. at the Rams is an offensive coordinator. He gave Wade to Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, you run the defense, I'm going to call offense, and every now and then I might chime in on something on defense because I see something. That's what I thought Mike McCarthy could be, but clearly it's not working out that way.
No, and clearly Wade Phillips was another coach that Jerry brought in that didn't work out as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys either. They haven't been to the Super Bowl in 25 years. So perhaps, Jay says no way, Key says maybe, a little bit of a seat warming for Mike McCarthy.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.